morning, girls, and welcome back to a new video. So for today's video, I wanted to talk with you girls all about how to stick to a morning routine. I get this question on so many of my videos when I share what time I wake up in the morning and what my morning routine looks like. The amount of questions I get are overwhelming about how I wake up so early, how I stay consistent with waking up so early. And so I put together a list of some of my favorite hacks, the ways that I have maintained this motivation for nearly 10 years to wake up before my children, and how I create little moments that spike dopamine essentially to motivate me to stay consistent with this routine so that it just absolutely becomes habitual. And so I'm going to share all of those tips with you girls today about the little things that I do, the things that I schedule into my morning that keep me feeling excited and motivated for the day. So self-care is a huge motivator for me in the morning. We start every morning with our lemon ginger tonic, as you already saw this morning. I do a little bit of gratitude journaling, meditation, prayer in the morning. Then I move on to my protein coffee. And doing these little things first thing keeps me so motivated because I know I'm pouring into my own cup first. And also, I love to layer on self-care. You all know that I love doing facial ice baths. It's really incredible for my skin. It's amazing for your nervous system first thing in the morning. And so on my Glow Up to 40 that we have been on over the last 16 months, I really have not only been pouring into myself from a nourishment standpoint, of course, but really doing everything I can to boost radiance and to really work on nourishing the integrity of my skin. Of course, the protein coffee is how we nourish our skin from the inside out. Getting in that lemon ginger tonic is incredible for our digestive system, our liver health, both which are critical to how our skin looks and how our skin feels. In addition to that, using beautiful technology, and I did mention this in my 2025 wellness trends, I truly believe that we have only begun to scratch the surface when it comes to at-home technology, and something like this really makes me believe that. So this is the ZIIP Halo from Current Body, and I collaborated with ZIIP in the beginning of December. I have been using this device since mid-November, and I am a super fan. I mentioned that 2 weeks ago in my wellness trends video. I think the fact that as consumers, we have access to devices like this that are microcurrent and nanocurrent technology is so exciting that we are able to purchase something like this that typically before you would only have access to at a salon through a dermatologist or an esthetician. I love the convenience of having these at-home devices literally in the palm of your hand. And the ZIIP is truly one of a kind because it is the only device, the only one on the market that has both the micro and nanocurrent technology. So with the microcurrent technology, you're going to see that beautiful instant result where your skin is going to look lifted and glowy. It's going to have this overall radiance after you use the microcurrent technology, whereas the nanocurrent technology works on more of a systemic level. So it works at a deeper, more systemic level, and that is going to build radiance and stimulate collagen over time. So I have been absolutely loving using this device. I'm using it 4 to 5 times per week. When I first got it, I was using it morning and night. If I have a big event, I will use it morning and night leading up to it. It's an 11-minute long routine. So waking up early and knowing that something like this is waiting for me in my morning routine is such a huge motivator to jump out of bed. And that's one of the things that I want to emphasize today, that I look forward to that lemon ginger tonic. I look forward to the protein coffee and my stillness and meditation so much with that facial ice bath, and then coming upstairs and doing this little acts of self-care. I look forward to that so much that it helps me, 1, jump right out of bed. 2, it helps me unwind in the evening and look forward to getting to bed earlier because I know that what's waiting for me is so amazing and so incredible, and that it not only helps me in the moment because I feel still after doing my lemon ginger tonic and my gratitude journaling. My skin looks amazing after utilizing a device like the ZIIP Halo for the microcurrent technology. And then long term, because I've been using this since November, I'm seeing a huge, tremendous difference in my skin from that nanocurrent technology, which is such an incredible motivator. The app is amazing. It's such a beautiful platform. I think that's also a huge part of why I've been able to stay consistent is I just pop my phone up right here behind you girls, the mirror is behind you, and I follow along with one of their tutorials. I typically do the all-inclusive because it's 12 minutes long, and it is as it sounds. It includes everything from your neck region moving all the way up to your face, under eyes, which is where I'm noticing a really big difference. I'm using it here. I'm really focusing here on these smile lines, these vertical lip lines. I'm focusing on lifting the brows as much as I possibly can. And so I always say this, I am not anti-aging, I am pro-aging. And so I'm focusing on aging to the best of my ability. At 40 years old, my skin, of course, looks very different than it did at 30 years old. I have to support it with a different capacity and a different outlook. And using tools like this, which did not exist when I was 30 years old, I didn't know about tools like this. The technology did not exist. And this is unbelievable that we have access to something like this at home. It is so similar to one of the treatments that you would get at a doctor's office, at a dermatologist's office through an esthetician. And we have access to this for a one-time fee at home, which you know me, I don't do Botox. I've never done Botox. I've never done fillers, no needles on my face, some lasers, some peels, some micro needling here and there. But I'm a busy person. And so I focus on things I can do at home on a consistent basis because to me, the longevity there is amazing and I'm able to get so much out of these things that I can do at home. So all you do is put on a generous amount of the conduction gel. I just use this brush, I put it on, then I pop up the tutorial, I follow along. And honestly, it is so relaxing. It takes 12 minutes. I use a little bit of a damp cloth. I wipe off that conduction gel. I put on my tinted sunscreen, a little bit of tinted moisturizer. I put on my makeup and I go on with my day. We will see that instant result as well as those long-term benefits that build over time. So here's a little bit of a before. You can see, obviously there's lots of natural light pouring in, but there's definitely some smile lines here. As you can see, I am somebody who smiles quite a bit. I wish that I was somebody who had more of a relaxed expression, but I definitely default to a smile. So there are those smile lines. You can see the lines along my eyes. So this is the before, but I always notice that it's that beautiful lymphatic drainage that depuffs my face immediately after use. And so for me, the payoff for the 12-minute investment is worth it every single time. Here is the after. I'm a little bit red because I was just wiping off the conduction gel, but these are the immediate results. So I can absolutely see a difference right here in this line, and right here my eyebrow is higher than it was on the before. I honestly just love that this device so much. It has been such a fun upgrade in my skincare biohacking toolkit. I honestly just love the instant results, and more than anything, the compounded results. Like, I am seeing a huge difference in my skin. I of course still do all of the things internally. I'm taking my beautiful collagen generating supplements from BioSil. I'm using red light. I'm using so much, but this, it's fun because you feel it, you see it immediately. And for me, that instant gratification, and then in addition to that, the long-term technology from both that micro and nano current technology that's in the ZIIP Halo, that is not in any other device on the market, is such a huge motivator for me. So when I think about ways that I'm able to commit to waking up so early on a daily basis, even on the weekends, it's because I'm excited. I'm like a kid on Christmas Eve. I am so excited about my morning routines. I look forward to it. It's my little me time. It's those dopamine hits. It is that time for me that I look forward to versus like binge watching shows at night and scrolling on my phone. That does not excite me the way that my morning routine does. And that honestly is the biggest unlock on how I'm able to stay consistent when it comes to waking up early. Huge part of sticking to my morning routine is layering in strategic supplementation that gives me a boost of energy, that helps with my cognition. It makes me feel sharp. It helps my hormone health and my endocrine system first thing in the morning. So we know that having something you look forward to, like doing your ZIIP Halo, having your quiet time in the morning, sipping on your lemon ginger tonic while doing some gratitude journaling, layering in these different aspects of your morning is so critical to actually sticking with this routine. And 10 years ago, I always say this, but 10 years ago, when I forced myself to become that morning person, to have that quiet time before my son, at the time, just my son, woke up, and now before both of my children wake up when the house is quiet, it's so imperative to me to kind of have this dangling carrot. It's like the dopamine menu that has become so popular on social media, but having this little dopamine menu for your morning routine is so important. And part of that for me is most definitely strategic supplementation. So I always talk about having my adequate levels of vitamin D, because vitamin D is indeed a vitamin, but it's actually a hormone precursor. So especially on days like today when it is just the most beautiful snowfall, it looks like I'm currently living in a snow globe, but there is no sun. So vitamin D is so important. And I'm always sure to take 1 magnesium to help my body synthesize my vitamin D effectively and efficiently. So adding in things like vitamin D, I'm on a really big vitamin C quercetin kick. I'm working through a few things and I'm really bolstering my antioxidants right now. And I've been loving this Vitality blend. I will have these linked for you in the description box down below. But I'm a huge fan of organ complex, taking beef liver, taking an organ complex in general. I'm a huge fan of that, but I've been taking this Vitality blend for women and I'm loving it. I'm absolutely thriving on this. And then of course I have a few of my really strategic supplements. Like rhodiola for me is so important at all times, but I'm a huge fan of adaptogens. I've talked about them for the last 6 years here on YouTube and on Instagram. But utilizing adaptogens is so beautiful because it works comprehensively in your body, and in a different capacity, it works comprehensively in my body. They are, as they sound, adaptogenic. So when they go into each person's individual body, they work cohesively to ensure that you get the most out of the supplement. And rhodiola is often known as like nature's Adderall or nature's Ritalin because it does make you feel relaxed and focused. So I use rhodiola to help me focus, but I also use it for my endocrine health. In addition to that, I also use Vitex Chase Tree Berry for endocrine health. I'm really really working on boosting my progesterone levels. I will feature that in an upcoming video, because if you're interested in that, let me know in the comment section down below. I'm working overtime right now to boost my progesterone levels. I'm trying to get it up about 5 to 6 points, which is indeed a feat. So let me know if you're interested on how I'm doing things, whether it is with supplementation, whether it's with using adrenal cocktails. I'm also using a lot of hormones topically. So comment in the comment section down below if you want to see my entire rundown on how I am nourishing my body to boost my progesterone levels. And then, of course, lion's mane. I am the biggest lion's mane cheerleader. I love lion's mane oh so very much for cognition, for energy, just for overall harmony in my body. I respond beautifully to lion's mane. So this is like my mid-morning supplement stack. I've already done my greens this morning. I've already done my probiotic, my L-theanine plus GABA. I've of course already done my NAD on an empty stomach. Those ones I did earlier in the day. So this is like my mid-morning stack. Now I have to say this because I am somebody who switches out my supplements quite a bit. I also am somebody who likes to take 1 to 2 days off with 0 supplement. I know that sounds crazy. Sometimes I will do it on like a Saturday and a Wednesday. It's really kind of how I feel. I'm very intuitive when I listen to my body. Sometimes it's Saturdays and Sundays, but I do find that I need and I yearn to take my supplements on Sundays just to help me feel really sharp on that day to kind of take on the week. So it's just depending. Sometimes it's Friday and Saturdays. I will completely take off of all of my supplements, which is really, really wild, except for magnesium. I always take magnesium before bed. But as far as my daytime supplements go, there are often days where I just completely take this off. So this is my current mid-morning stack, but it does indeed change. In the afternoon, I'm taking my BioSil collagen generator. I did just recently talk about that in a video, and I'm loving the way that my skin is looking and feeling just from an overall hydration standpoint from head to toe. I'm really loving that strategic supplementation. But this is the mid-morning stack. This is where I'm at. I will have them linked for you in the description box down below. But I want you to habit stack these supplements to help you feel excited about the morning. So what I do at this time is I take my supplements and then I start the diffuser, and it's kind of my little ritual and my routine. And when we have things to look forward to and we have these little habits that we're excited about, it makes me more willing to jump out of bed, no matter what time it is, how early it is. I think about the exciting things that I know are part of my morning routine. And when I feel excited about something, it is those dopamine hits, right? It truly is that dopamine menu, but you get those hits. And when you habit stack these things, it's so imperative because it will make you more motivated to do something. And motivation is something that we really have to forge for ourselves. If we just rely on feeling self-motivated, that will fall short. So if I push myself to feel motivated by habit stacking these things, also throwing out a podcast while I'm cleaning up the kitchen, while I'm taking my supplements, while I'm starting the diffuser, all of these things help me tremendously feel excited and stick to this morning routine that I now have done for a decade, which is really crazy. It will be a decade this upcoming April when I completely went from being a night owl to a morning person. So as somebody who's been doing this for a few months shy of 10 years, let me assure you that if you only rely on feeling motivated, that's not going to be enough. You have to have little things that you look forward to that spike that dopamine, that spike that excitement. And from there, it will propel you to do it over and over and over again until you form the habit. my family got me this heated blanket for Christmas. I will have it linked for you in the description box down below. But if you want to talk about something that makes your morning routine unbelievable, it is this heated blanket. So there is a few different options and price points. There's one that you can get at Target. There's one you can get from Brookstone directly. There's another one at Bloomingdale's, which I have and I absolutely love. But it honestly makes my mornings significantly better because I come down here very early in the morning to get my creative work done. First thing in the morning, I come in here with my lemon ginger tonic. I do that gratitude journaling, and then I sit down and I crank out about 45 minutes to an hour of creative work. And that is so important to me because I feel fresh, I feel sharp in the morning. So I try my best to do my creative work early on, and having this cozy heated blanket waiting for me on my chair has honestly been a tremendous upgrade. It is like my favorite thing. Talk about dopamine menu, which we are going to get to that a little bit. But this is the time of my day I typically come into the office. I do a little bit more work, again, more of that creative work, that outflow that I need to feel really sharp for. When it comes to just responding to emails or reviewing contracts, things of that nature, where I don't have to be extremely sharp or creative, I can save those things for later in the afternoon. But when I think about creating the morning routine that I want to stick to, I always think about these little things that make me excited. As I was saying earlier in the video, that I tend to not stay up late. I'm not perfect by any means, but I really try my best not to stay up late and scroll on my phone or get caught into a series or a show too much. I will say that sometimes reading these really amazing fiction books, like rom-com, Hallmark style books, I sometimes can get really sucked into them, but I've been doing my best with my supplements that I take at night. The red light book lamp, I will have that linked for you in the description box down below. Even if I get really engulfed into the story, my body is like, we're shutting down. It's lights out. It's time to go to bed. So I can't fight that too hard. And then I know that what's waiting for me the next day is substantially better than staying up and participating in activities that don't nourish me and that don't make me feel like I'm the best version of myself. So kind of thinking through this through the lens of where do I start? What I would say is to start small. Start with 1 to 2 things for your morning routine. Maybe it's quite simply the lemon ginger tonic being wrapped up in a cozy heated blanket. That is plenty. That's an amazing start to the morning routine. Get in the habit of that for about 10 days. Then maybe layer in a little bit of gratitude journaling, meditation, or prayer. I would slowly add things to your morning routine as you feel a bit more comfortable and as your body adjusts to waking up earlier and earlier. From there, I do really highly suggest starting a early morning dopamine menu because it will give you this beautiful motivation, that dangling carrot of things that make you feel really, really good. So for me, I know that when I drink that lemon ginger tonic, I feel so good knowing, one, that it's a recipe I created 12 years ago, and it's something I've been doing for my body every day for 12 years. Like, it just gives me this moment of peace of like, you're doing good, like a pat on the back. Like, Jessica, I'm proud of you. Like, I'm proud of you for showing up every day for yourself. And then, that gratitude journaling, the meditation, the prayer, all of those things just give me so much oxytocin that I'm like riding high first thing in the morning. Then I love getting ready for the day. I get ready every single day. I do my hair, I do my makeup. Doing my hair may be as simple as brushing it and putting a claw clip in. As far as my makeup goes, you all know it's either the Merit or the Say tinted sunscreen, a few of those quick Merit products that I put over my face. It is not overly complicated. I brush the brow gel on my brows, I put on some mascara, and I'm ready to go. I can get it done in like 8 to 11 minutes. But I love doing that. I love getting ready in the morning. I pop up in my iPad, I watch YouTube videos. I'm often asked what YouTubers I watch on a consistent basis, and it's pretty much either Lydia Elise Millen or Dr. Berg. I feel like I also have been watching quite a few plastic surgeons. Dr. Regine, I forget his last name. I will have him linked for you in the description box down below. But Lydia Elise Millen, I love watching her videos. I'll watch her, or I will watch some Dr. Berg or Dr. Regine. If there isn't a new YouTube video for me to watch, I will listen to a book on Audible or a podcast. And so those things on my dopamine menu really help me stick to this morning routine. And probably the most important tip that I have from today's video is to reframe how you think about the mornings. If you tell yourself the story that was my life story up until I was 30 years old when I had Ronan, my life story was I am not a morning person because I had never been a morning person. I was always a night owl. Innately, I was somebody who would stay up later and sleep in later. That has obviously dramatically shifted. But when I reframed the thought process of, okay, I get to wake up earlier than my children. I'm excited for that quiet time. I'm excited to pour into my own cup before I pour into everybody else around me. And I thought of it and when I would think of it this way, it felt like such a gift. And it felt like such a beautiful act in self-care. And so out of everything, I would say that start slow. Then from there, build on that consistency. Use these dopamine hits to support you. Use beautiful tools like the ZIIP Halo. Girls, honestly, it is like my favorite little gadget ever for the last 8 to 12 weeks. I am obsessed with it. I absolutely love that product. And I look forward to that so much. And I know if I wake up a little bit earlier, I give myself the opportunity to use it. And that makes me so giddy. Like I said, like a kid on Christmas Eve. And then just build from there. Use the momentum, use the excitement, use the strategies of preparing the night before and putting yourself in a really good frame of mind and frame of reference to just rip off the Band-Aid and wake up. And I promise you that it will change your entire outlook on becoming a morning person. So I want to thank you all so much for watching today's video. And if you're interested, I will have my link for you as well as my code for the ZIIP Halo in the description box down below, as well as that first pinned comment. And if you like today's video, you can let me know by giving it a big thumbs up, and the subscribe button is right over here on the screen. Give that a click, that way you don't miss a single video, and I hope to see you back here next Thursday.